posted that. My address is on there, so that initially got me the protection order because she posted my address and she posted my personal information on social media
So you filed
basically.
her a protection order on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
This hadn't been the first time that something wacky out of the ordinary that has happened with my the mother of my child. So that kind of like put the cherry on top. Like just as far as certain things, because there's been things that's happened. She initially lost my son from a 2-for-1 kids case. So just everything that was going on, she just dug herself a hole when it came to
that's how
this.
you got custody in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you talk about that?
Um, yeah. So just as far as where, how would I start that? Because that's a
How old was the kid?
my
And
son was about 9 months when I got him.
and
So
she got a 2-for-1 case on her.
yeah. So yeah. So is this smoke friendly?
Yeah, shit. It's legal in the state, right?
I just had to ask.
Yeah, for sure.
You doing this? I just want to make sure it's
No, for
professional.
sure, man.
No, um. So my 2-for-1 kids case, it's been so long, right? That happened in 2021. It's 2025.
Yeah.
My son. I've had my son since he was born. He'll be 6 in March. So that's all a lot.
His whole life mostly.
I've literally had my son his entire life. Me and her was doing a week to week initially. So this was back in January. Well, the week to week started when I got out of jail. I got out of jail November of 2020. November of 2020. I got out of jail November 2020, and I was on probation.
So you were locked up in the pandemic.
No, I was locked up in the JC. So I was only down there for like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
So I got locked up. I got out of jail. It was an initial situation where my son she said she had called me early in the morning. I'm with one of my hoes. Like that and that's just true. Like I was doing what I wanted at that moment. We was on a week to week. She had my son. I wasn't supposed to have him. She was supposed to have him.
So you'd already got the custody.
No, custody don't come for years. So this is how this initially started.
This is an arrangement you had. You said she's supposed to have him.
We was
just because of how you dealt it with her, an arrangement you had with her.
Yeah, we had a week to week because she wasn't getting him. When he was about 6 or 7 months, she called me early in the morning in December of 2020 and said that he had fell off of a rocking chair. I know what rocking chair she's talking about because.
And he's 9 months.
Nah, he's 6 months.
Okay.
So this is the first initial thing. She called me early in the morning and said that he fell off of a rocking chair and fell on his head the night before. So she called me the next day and told me to take him to the ER. Asked me, well, she didn't ask me to take him to the ER. She said you need to take your son to the ER. So I dropped everything. I had literally just woke up. I had plans for the day. I dropped everything I was doing, and I just got up.
If it's an emergency, though, why wouldn't you call 911?
Exactly. That's the same thing I said. So he had a knot on his head or whatever the case may be, and from that situation, he was okay. Just checked up on him, but in between there, he wasn't really like going with her because she wasn't asking for him. So like she would have to physically ask me for him for me to get her to get him. Because if I tell her that she need to get him, she'd tell me not to tell her how to be a parent. So I was just letting it be for what it was. I was letting her do what she wanted to do because I had a support system anyway. Like that whole situation happened and I guess everything was cool. I mean everything wasn't cool, but we were like I was trying to understand what she had going on. Like I didn't want to ask no questions. I really didn't care. Like as long as he's okay, I don't want to argue with you because it's too much of a headache for me. Like January of 2021, we were still doing a week to weeks. I had him for 2 weeks, and I needed her to get him because everybody was busy. I had work. My sister had school. My mom had work, and everybody was just out of the house. So she ended up getting him on like Sunday because she went out on Saturday, which is something that I still was being considerate of at that time. So she went out Saturday. I knew she was gonna be out Saturday. I gave her my son Sunday night. We supposed to be doing the week to week, so it's 7 days. I don't know if she know how to count or not, but It's 7 days. You get him 7 days, I get him 7 days. If you get him on Sunday, there's no reason why you're calling me on Thursday to come get my tail.
Unless it's an emergency.
Unless it's an emergency. She didn't make it seem like that when she asked me to come get my child. She made it seem like she was trying to be nice and she wanted me to get it. And she asked me that I want my son. That was the first time I've ever heard her ask me like, "Hey, do you want to get your baby?" Usually it's just come get him. Like, so for the first time she asked me like, "Hey, do you want to get your son early? You want him?" And she know how I am about him. I'll be ecstatic about being with my child. So I told her, yeah, like I'm at work when this is going on. So me and my coworker, we basically got done with doing the stuff that we was doing because we was working at a nursing home, doing house cleaning. I got off work early and he got off work early, so he needed to run close to where I was going anyway. And he just asked me what I take him to where he was going. He was staying close to where my where my son's mom was staying at. So I'm like, all right, ride with me to go get my son, and I drop you off. Like nothing big, nothing too traumatic. We got off and we went to go pick him up. Mind you, it's like one of the hottest days of fucking January, because you know how the weather is. One day it's like 70 and the next day it's like fucking 20 and 30 and shit like that. So it was one of the hottest days of January, a day where you really don't need a coat on, like. And normally she didn't dress him up and she didn't put him on coats and shit like that anyway, so it was real confusing on what was going on. I went to that house. I went to go pick him up, and he was just stacked on layers. Like he just had hella layers on, like a long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants, a jacket, a bubble coat. Like he don't need all of this shit. I gotta take him. I take him and I gotta drop him off and stuff like that. Like he getting in the car with me. It's 70 degrees outside. He don't need all of that on. Like at least take off the coat. There's no reason for him to have on the coat. You got on a hat and a scarf. Like take all of that off of him. Like he's getting in the car. We got heat in the car. Like so she got great. So just as far as the situation went, when I first picked up my son, she wouldn't let me get him. Like she wouldn't let me hold him. She just was trying to put him in the car herself, which was weird because we don't communicate like that. We don't be around each other. So she put him in. What, Mom?
Can you please tell Sierra
All right, Mom. My bad.
You good?
They outside, baby. The kids are outside. I'm not. I'm across at the library. Nah, but I picked my son up. She asked me for a ride. She asked me for a ride to the hair store to go get something so she can go out, which was crazy to me because you asking me to pick my son up early to go out, which irritated the shit out of me, but never really had the interest in arguing over it. Like, I took her to the hair store and I took my son out his car seat, but I'm like, why the fuck is he so layered up? Mind you, I still got my coworker in the car. He rode with me while I dropped her off or whatever the case may be. And he when I took the coat off of him, because I was asking him what I was just saying out loud. I was speaking out loud, and I was just saying like, bro, why she put this coat on him, like, and start taking stuff off of him or whatever, and he had a little bruise on his arm.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah, he had a bruise on his arm, and I start taking the hat and stuff off of him, and I'm like, what's wrong with his face, like, and then my coworker looked at me and he was like, he was like, is he all right? He's like, why he look all bruised up and stuff like that? And I'm like, I start trying to rub his eye to make sure the stuff that was on him wasn't makeup, but his eye was dotted. He had a black eye, so.
Yeah, she had put makeup on it, right?
No, I was trying to make his eye was black. I was trying to make sure it wasn't makeup. I was trying to make sure his eye.
Yeah, like a marker or some shit.
Yeah, like I was trying to make sure it wasn't something
Dirt or
that needed to be checked into, which it was. So
He had a black eye,
yes, he had a black eye. And he had bruises around his
and
neck.
she was trying to cover up his eyes with a hat or whatever.
So she got back in the car and I played it off, cause initially she told me when she put him in the car that he had scratched himself. So my son, he was almost one. He moving around, my first child. I know how it is to have your I got 3 of them, my kids. I know how it is for one of them to scratch themselves, or to fall or something like that. Like it's normal shit. But
so not no black eye.
To have a black eye and to have bruises on his arm and his neck, I that's not something that you can tell me that he did by himself. So I dropped her off. I ain't say me and her. I didn't say nothing to her when she got back in the car. I just literally went to go drop her off, and when I dropped her off, my coworker was like, "You need to take him to the hospital. Like, you need to make sure you get him to the hospital. Take him to the hospital. Go get him checked out." Like, I dropped him off and I went straight to Children's, basically. Like, but because I had already been to Children's, an initial time for him falling in her care and her not bringing him in there, they made a report off of that when I came and he had the.
So this isn't even you pursuing any action against her. This is the hospital.
I just went to.
They have their protocol and they have to do what they.
I went to go take him to the hospital to make sure that he was okay. I initially wasn't going to take him out of her care or anything like that. I was going to go make sure my son was okay and make sure, because it wasn't normal. He wasn't laughing and he wasn't playing in his normal happy self when she dropped him off or whatever the case may be. So it was just different.
You noticed his mood was off as well as.
Yeah, he wasn't excited to see me. Me and him always, like, the intros for me and my kids, they love me, I love them. When they see me.
Yeah, bro, by one, they're already hugging you and kissing you and stuff. Yeah.
So he knew what it was when he seen me. It just was like a bland look in his face, and he just wasn't in the mood, and he wasn't sick, so it was like, what's wrong with him? Like,
he was traumatized. He was like, he was shell shocked.
Going through certain shit. I took him to the hospital. You know, you go through the process of being in there for who knows how long, and after I took him to the hospital, as I'm at the hospital, the 241 Kids people, they go to her house. And they come back, because you know they have to, in the midst of you being there, they have to go in, they have to come back to the hospital to let you know what's going on. So basically,
she's a Child Protective Services.
Yeah, she signed her rights over to me through JFS. I mean through CPS. And basically told them that.
And that's like without charging her, they do that.
No, they didn't charge her. She told them that she left my son in the house with her new boyfriend, and she didn't know what happened.
What? And so you think that's what happened, or you think she did it?
No, I honestly don't know what happened. I don't believe that he did it.
Do you know there was a dude? Do you know who it was? Like that would have been her boyfriend at the time?
She was around multiple dudes. She was around multiple dudes. Like, but this in particular person that she was dealing with at that time, I didn't know of him. I had seen him before, and there had been social media circulations of them two together, but I never knew that she was leaving my son in the house with him. Like, that's not